Greetings, mortals, and welcome to this short stream about things.
So I've checked my inventory, and I have confirmed that I do have the other mats that I need. All I need to do is get to the towns and turn those in. Now, this is going to be a short stream because I have other stuff that needs to happen today, so I'm not going to be I'm not going to be on for long. But I'm hoping to be able to finish up this swamp stuff because I don't really have too much to do with this. And I just got surprised, so I'm probably dead. I'm probably not dead. I'll be fine. So we're doing double war cry. We are doing healing steel. And there we go. I think I might be able to just get all the way to where I'm going from here. Heavenly Judgment Bomb. Okay. Continue on. And okay. Okay, so we're here. We can take a nap. And we need to talk to some scholar in the castle. Well, we don't even necessarily need to talk to him, but we need to... That's not the castle. Okay, we got the Toa Frog. And now we just need to move it. Stun and stun. Okay, that was all of them. Yeah, normally I wouldn't do a stream that's going to be probably 20-30 minutes. I wouldn't normally stream when I'm not sure that I'll have any time at all to do it. But I've been like really looking forward to this, and I don't have any math to do. So since I don't have any math to do behind the scenes, like normally like when I'm working on the Kali fight or when I'm working on some boss or something of that lines, I can think about things, do some math, do some sort of off-stream stuff in my downtime. Right now, I don't really have any of that stuff to do because I'm I'm not in a position where I've reached the next like really hard thing that I'm concerned about. How am I going to proceed through here? So I'm just sort of antsy to be like, okay, well, let's do this and let's do this and let's get all this stuff done. So it's actually been a while since I've been quite this antsy to to stream. Where I'm just like, I need to just get in there and do it. So let's see. We need to go to, I think it was this guy. Okay, we got the Eye of Newt. Okay, so we've got all the materials that we need. So now we need to figure out how we're gonna get there. So if I go east here, that gets me nowhere, so we're not gonna do that. So this is... This place here is a dead end. Did I go in there? I don't know if I went in here or not. Okay, I think I did. That looked familiar to me. I'm gonna use a silencing strike. And we got the double stun, and we got the triple stun. Those things are silenced, so I'm not too concerned. I think that their most dangerous stuff is spells. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. So, party is surprised and getting zapped. So it's like strike comes out, and I kill the one that I didn't hit. Diendar. So we're gonna say this. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Let us talk to the swamp hermit and see what he has. Okay. Double. So unfortunately we missed that one, so it does a little bit of damage. So he's going to go ahead and use a Holy Heal. Actually, he's not. He's going to use a Mana Surge, and then he's going to use a Holy Heal. That heals for about 1,000, so... If I can hit everybody with that, it's a more efficient heal. Is it? Hard to judge. I'd have to look at how much I'm healing the other one, because it does cost twice as much. Not quite worthless. Give me an ingredient. All right. You think maybe you deserve a measly reward? We teach you secret goblin evasion technique. Call it Mirage. What? Wait, is that a monk's? This guy teaches me monk skills? Hello. Aligning chakras, immune to all status effects, and negative debuffs. So that's really good. And what was the thing that I just learned? Ah, there we go. Plus 5,000 agility to user for battle. Okay. Interesting. The goblin no speak of sorts. Sad story of Ambar. Long ago, Ambar was thriving Goblin City, but no more. Goblin treasure hunter with no name bring cursed Ambar. No name treasure hunter bring cursed gauntlets to Ambar, and poor goblins start to die. Humans say plague. Goblin never see it before, and everyone's shocked. Huh. This is so interesting. I was curious to do this because I figured it would be an interesting little thing to do. I never would have occurred to me that this was the monk thing. Huh. So we need to go to Ambar. We want to kill this first, I guess. We're going to use a holy heal again. It might not be the most mana efficient heal overall, but if I'm using it at half mana cost, it's a dramatically more efficient heal than using another heal outside of combat. So that costs, if I want to use that, it costs me about 25 plus, what is it? Plus 75. So it costs 100 mana versus 80, and it cures for 4,000 instead of like 2,600 or something like that. Ah, Ambar's over there. Okay, so that's where we're heading now. The pagoda might be a thing that we do later. Holy heal. So we got one stun, we got 2 stuns. Take this out. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to continue trying to proceed with this quest. I don't need to head out quite yet, but I might have to go at any moment, so we'll see how long I have. I might be able to complete this whole thing. So I'm supposed to be trying to cleanse a cursed gauntlet, which is very promising because that will mean getting, I assume, whoopsies. I don't know why I thought that I could just dock up here, but we need to go south to this dock. And we actually don't want to go there quite yet. We have excuse me. We have one we need to go rest before we head up there, basically. So we stunned those two. The stun's worn off on those. Wow, that was a lot of misses. So we now have access to a plus 5,000 agility buff. That is pretty damn good. That would honestly be better on the rogue, because then that would impact his behind enemy lines, but that's okay. I actually have not confirmed that behind enemy lines scales with your current agility, but I assume it does. So we're gonna go ahead and pop over here somewhere. What am I doing? Oh, right, taking a nap. Time to take a nap. So we're taking a nap, then we're heading over to this other place. But yeah, it's interesting because it didn't occur to me until just now as I'm looking at it, but the design here actually is a very, like, Asian design. I didn't notice that, like, the towns actually have, like, pagodas and things like that in them. So, oops. Well. Good to know. Okay, let's take a look at this map. Okay, so we're heading down here. Not up here, down here. Bum bum, ba-dum bum bum. But yeah, this one has much more content that's actually class locked than the previous one did. So I assume that this quest here is class locked. So, like, you have to actually have a monk in order to do it, probably. Which would imply that this entire... Oh, shit. So everybody except Oberon and Sertrell are diseased. Why is Oberon not diseased? That's interesting. I wonder why he's not diseased. Yeah, the whole party being diseased is not a problem, really. So we're going to go into the well. Let's take a look here, actually. I'm going to take a look at my collections. This will give us a good idea of how big this place is. Okay, so this has 16 items in it. And it is a monk-specific area. Those potions looked really sickly, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. So there are rats here. We should smoke one. I don't think these are gonna do spells. Okay, we got the good stuff going. Let's cast a Cure 4. So we got rodent tails. Save point here for some reason. Hello. So. I feel like using Mirage is probably a good idea. Okay, first turn, what are we gonna do? I think plan of attack makes sense for a first turn movement. Okay, we're gonna choose that. We want to get as much of the damage going out onto Oberon as possible. We're gonna try and hamstring this guy and miss. Luckily it's slow, and that is a big nuke. Okay, so we definitely need to get him with the int debuff. Before he hits us with that. So... Okay, we can also cast Citadel off the bat, rather than what I was doing just now. Use a human shield. I figure this thing's probably going to hit hard with its melees as well. We got the hamstring off, got the Mirage off. Human shield is up, and Enveloping Shadow comes out, and that's a big hit. So even with this bad boy being debuffed, he's still hitting like a truck with that spell. I'm gonna go ahead and Warcry. We're going to use a Healing Steel, I guess. Wow. Wow. I don't think we're killing this thing. This thing's too strong. Let's use a Destroy Armor on it, and we're gonna use a, we're not using that, we're gonna use a Juggernaut. And we're gonna use a Destroy Armor with him. Vaccine Ring. And Enveloping Shadow comes out again, and that's the kill. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see how much damage I would do with the other thing, but in order to take him out, we're going to need substantially more magic defense on a very large swath of characters. Enveloping Shadow, I figure, is probably Dark Element. So I'm going to go into the center here and pick up whatever stuff is here. So, I have almost 1,000 points to spend on him, and we've just demonstrated that we do not have enough attack power to even damage this thing naturally. So we're going to get him all the attack power. And what are we going to do with him? Now, he also obviously needed magic defense. But I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Now, he is... I didn't actually see how much damage he was taking from magic there. Let's see. So these guys clearly need more magic defense. That's a given. But I don't think we can take this thing quite yet. We're going to need something else. And I'm not sure what that's going to have to be. I'm going to see how hard I hit with this setup. Basically, I just want to get an idea of how hard I can hit. I have him use Human Shield. Holy shit. That was a pretty major acceleration of damage. So we already got the hamstring off. We're going to get off the behind enemy lines. So he is actually slower than the boss. So let's... So we're getting 10 hits off at that speed. We actually could kill him. Probably not on this attempt. I'm gonna recast Human Shield. I'm actually gonna cast Dark Ward first. Holy shit. Unfortunately, there's no way on Earth that Sordrell is going to survive a nuke from this guy. So what that means is try to get the debuffs out. Okay, Curse comes out. It does not affect Sordrell. I haven't used Plan of Attack yet, have I? I have already. Do I have Warcry up? I do not have work riot. That is a lot of fucking damage. He's gonna use Human Shield. He's gonna reuse behind enemy lines. Look at that damage! Holy shit. Holy shit, that was a nice AoE. Okay, so this guy has a big AoE that he can use. That was an extraordinarily lucky attempt for me, where he used only physical attacks for most of the fight. That said, he did attack my monk twice during that fight, despite the fact that he is in the back row. So it wasn't obviously as lucky as it could have been. He doesn't have this put in the slot, does he? I don't think I need healing trance anymore. Okay, so turn 1 is going to be I'm going to do Mirage on turn 1. We are going to get out a Mana Surge. Human Shield. I'm actually going to use Mana Surge on him too. Hamstring goes out. Okay, so we are set there. So this gives me 20% to all stats and double HP and MP. I'm gonna use this first. Yeah, we're gonna use Plan of Attack first. Meat Shield behind enemy lines. That wasn't what I wanted. I used the wrong ability. Okay, so... I cast the wrong spell. I was intending to cast the one that gives me other stuff. Okay, so here's the other thing. I need to look at my characters. think this clandestine ring is pretty good for him. Is it? I think I probably can do better. Let's give him the accuracy ring, just flat out. Double SP gain. He doesn't need double SP gain because he doesn't care about SP right now. So Sapphire Spear increases speed. But I think I'd rather have this sword. And I don't need preempt on him at all. That's just not an important stat for him. So I think what I'd rather do is give him Protector Ring. Do I want to give him some more hit points? I don't think I need to give him more HP. So let's try this. I'm gonna use Mirage. I'm going to use a Human Shield before I use Monosurge. My hope is that he's using physical attacks. And wow, that was painful. I wish I knew what the base damage on the Enveloping Shadow was. If I know what the base damage was, then I would know how much more magic defense I need to cut that down to 0. Okay, I do think the Monosurge on first turn is probably best for him. We're going to use a Human Shield, and we're going to use a Hamstring. And there we go. Hamstring is out. So Pestilence gets brought onto Oberon. Does about 2100 damage, which is a pretty decent amount of damage, but it's not game breaking. And we are going to Monosurge in behind enemy lines. So we've got Planet of Attack out, and nope, that was not enough to keep him alive. That Enveloping Shadow hits hard. Bum, bum. Okay, so I'm going to change up my strat a bit. That was a miss. So, me and the boss both missed each other. That's always good. Well, yeah, I'd say that me and the boss missing each other is a way better first turn than I have any right to expect. gonna pop a human shield now. You can use destroy armor, but I think that human shield is a better option than destroy armor. Okay, we need to hamstring this back. That's not good. Okay, that's actually fine. So I now need to get plan of attack out. Still haven't hamstrung this asshole. There we go. There we go. And we got a Cure 4 on Oberon. Got the Destroy Armor out. Now we can use Plan of Attack. He can use a Ground Slam. He's going to use a Dark Ward instead, though. So we got the hamstring out. We're going to use... We did get it out, right? Yes. So we're going to use Behind Enemy Lines now. Curse comes out. Curse is fine. Now, here's the question. How much do we have on? Okay, we have 2 turns left on both of those. Do I have anything else I can do to help him deal damage? I do not believe so. We're going to cast a Citadel. We cast Human Shield. And we're going to use Invisibility Cloak. Invisibility Cloak is nice because that increase in agility will also decrease the stats of the enemy. So Hex is coming out again. And that's great because the more turns this guy does basically nothing, the better. Let's see. Can use Quick Juggernaut. Warcry is ending this turn. We're going to reapply it. Took me forever to apply that hamstring, so I don't need it for a while. We're going to go ahead and use Covert Ops. That'll decrease his stats by a little bit more. Disease Assault comes in, does a bunch of damage. And now I have to be very careful because Komanatin cannot be healed by himself. I think I'm going to just have these 2 guard and use Healing Steel. Okay, unfortunately, if Komanatin takes another hit, he's going down. We need to use Hamstring again. We got it off. Fuck. I'm pretty sure if he had used a single target on Oberon, I would have gotten him down there. Almost positive that that would have worked. Okay, so I think we can actually do this. We basically need to have aggressive aggressive usage of damage right off the bat. We don't really need to use that when we could use this. I think Plan of Attack is just better than Juggernaut, because Juggernaut is only 10% as well. So we're going to do Juggernaut and Warcry. Actually, are we? No, I think we're going to use Juggernaut and Destroy Armor. I think a 25% reduction in the enemy's armor is a little bit better than a 10% increase to my own damage. So we can guess a Cure 4 if we want. But I think we should. Use a Human Shield. And what else do we need to do? Why can't he use Invisibility Cloak? So that reduces his physical damage a little bit. Uses Viral Infection, which I didn't know he could use, which looks like a crap move that I don't have to care about. Mystic Concealment on him. I'm gonna get a Ground Slam off. Cobra Drops. Oh, Invisibility Cloak is a spell. That's interesting. I don't think I cast Juggernaut on him yet. Okay, now is the time to cast Juggernaut. Okay, we have one more turn left before we have to recast, so... Since I haven't really taken much damage yet, I'm going to reapply Hamstring. I know I'm going to need to reapply it at some point during the fight, and I'm pretty sure that if I reapply it now, I won't have to reapply it later. Okay, so we now need to cast a Cure 4 on him, and it better get off before the boss gets its turn. We're going to go ahead and use Human Shield again. We're going to use... Do I want to do that? I'm actually going to cast Dark Ward instead. Use a Healing Steel. Cure 4 came out first, but it wasn't enough. For some reason, Oberon isn't faster than the... Oh, right, because I took away all of his speed stuff. That's why. Alright, so... I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be boned here, but... I'm going to keep trying anyway. Oh shit, I just randomly used an attack with him, which is not what I needed. Alright, so we're going to try this again, but I don't think it'll take too much time to finish this guy, actually. I think I should be able to get him. I was thinking at first that it was going to be really hard, but he actually has a lot of attacks to use. Some of them are really bad for me, some of them are not, and I think that as long as he only uses his big nuke a couple times during the fight, I'll probably be fine. I actually am going to use a Mirage on turn 1. We're going to use Plan of Attack. We are going to use a Warcry. We can use Destroy Armor. And we're going to use Hamstring. Hamstring went out. Mirage is out. Disease Assault comes out and insta-gives Commonoton, which is less than stellar. Unfortunately, I don't think I can prevent the enemy from critting me. I don't know why I have this on. I think I'm gonna go with the defense and magic defense. Okay. Okay, we're using Mirage. We are using Plan of Attack, Destroy Armor, and Hamstring. Hamstring goes out. Mirage comes out. Plan of Attack goes out. Physical Attack on Commonoton, which is less than stellar. Using Mystic Concealment on him now. We're going to use a Human Shield. And we're going to start the long, long process of getting Commonoton back up in HP. Okay, so I think we've got all of our attack buffs out now. Do we? Probably. Do I want to use self-preservation? I want to use Citadel. Use Iron Skin on him. Healing Steel. I probably should have done an actual heal on Oberon. And unfortunately, Oberon is definitely going to die again. There's... Well, I mean, he might not. Here's the Enveloping Shadow. Okay, so Kamanasan has enough magic defense to completely negate that Enveloping Shadow, pretty much. So I want to see how big of a difference there is between him and Oberon. If I can get Oberon's magic defense a little higher... This is 644, his is 747. So I'd need an extra 100. Which is... It's not feasible. So, I could put some points in magic defense for him if I wanted. I don't know that there's too much utility in that, though, so I am going to just leave him alone for now. We're going to engage this guy. And we're going to use Mirage. Stand up attack. Destroy armor. Hamstring. One of the really big important keys with these kinds of fights is that you have to think about the win conditions for the fight. And it's very easy to put yourself in a trap where you're continuously trying to do the most defensive setup you can for the beginning of the fight. When, if you're being honest with yourself, you realize that the more turns that you're doing 0 damage, the more turns that you have for the boss to do something that will automatically kill you. Do not pass go, do not collect $200, you have lost the battle. And so your goal is to minimize the number of opportunities that the boss gets to do that. So as an example, like there, I can't heal Varan, right? Varan can't be healed. I could. One thing that I could do in preparation for this fight is I could give a vaccine ring to those two characters. I don't know why my fighter was not afflicted with disease, and they were, because I don't see anything that Oberon has that should make him immune to disease. I don't think he is immune to disease, so... This costs 125 mana. I'm gonna try using this invincible ability. We're gonna use Mirage. We can use a Mana Surge on him on turn 1 instead. I missed with a hamstring, so if this thing uses its AoE nuke, I just lose instantly. Okay. Plan of attack is already out. Okay, since it only uses single target attack on him. Fuck. Oh, there goes the disease fight. We've gotten this boss within 1 turn of killing it before. So we can do it. It's just a matter of making it happen. I'm not gonna... Yes, I am. I'm gonna use Mirage. Mirage can and will save my ass if the right things happen. We're gonna use the Mana Surge because we do not have nearly enough mana to do everything that we want to do during this fight. It's much better for me to... Okay. See, the problem is that now Varan is in a position where if I get hit with the AoE at any point during this fight, I automatically lose the fight. Because he's diseased, I can't heal him. So we need to Mystic Concealment, War Cry, Destroy Armor, and we're going to guess use Covert Ops. There it comes. So is he silenced at the start, or was he being silenced by the boss? I think he's silenced at the start. So we're gonna have to hope that that fades out. The other thing that I haven't been doing on him that I need to remember to do is I need to have him increasing his agility, because part of what allowed me to succeed that other time, I think, was the fact that I had so many debuffs on the enemy. And one of those debuffs is the agility buff. So plan of attack. Do I want to use human shield? I don't think I do. Okay, so this hamstring. Got the hamstring off. So he's using Enveloping Shadow. Now that is something that I can heal through. I'm going to use Citadel first. I'm going to have him use a Mana Surge, and we're going to use a Healing Steel. And an attack goes out to Sordrel. Okay. I do think that we need to do hamstring on turn 1. I think turn 2 actually should be, regardless of what the boss does, I need to get the fight duration buff up. So, do I want to... What was it that I was casting? Destroy Armor. And let's see. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use Mana Surge on turn 1. And we're going to use a hamstring. We got it off. That's a miss. That's very good. So a turn 1 miss on the boss means that I get access to second turn of buffing. I'm going to cast a Citadel. I'm going to use a Ground Slam. And I'm going to use Covert Operations. Covert Operations gives me 1,000 agility, which will hopefully give a significant debuff to the enemy. Disease Bite comes out and misses. So we've got the attack debuffed. Not as far as it's going to get, but pretty close. We have not cast Mystic Concealment on him yet, so we're going to cast that now. Do we have... We do not. We're going to cast Human Shield now. And we're going to cast... Behind Enemy Lines. And as soon as he's not silenced anymore, we can cast Invisibility Cloak, which will help out considerably. The boss just hit for 1 point of damage, which is good. We're going to use Self-Preservation, and he's going to use something. Have I used Warcry? I have not. We're going to use a Warcry. To recast Hamstring before it wears off. Way before it wears off. It's not even close. Okay, so he's cast Self-Preservation, he's cast Mystic Concealment, he has cast... Has he cast Juggernaut? He has not. I'm gonna check on Mystic Concealment. Yes, it is. Okay. So, Juggernaut is not active, we're gonna cast that. And he needs to figure out what he's going to do. He has one more shield on... One more turn on Human Shield. I'm going to go ahead and cast Invincible on him. We're going to steal, because that gives us a little bit more HP on Komoniton. Viral Infection comes out. Doesn't have anything it can do, as far as I can tell. And he is... in a good position to cast a Monosurge. I'm going to go ahead and destroy armor again. How much time do we have on the buffs? So this is dropping into by 117, which is pretty damn good. So Ground Slam is 2 turns behind enemy lines, Hamstring. I'm going to go ahead and just use Healing Steel some more. And the boss is doing absolutely nothing to Oberon now, which is good. How long do we have Citadel? Citadel needs to be recast. Okay, we're going to use Human Shield. Use Behind Enemy Lines. Oh my god. Citadel's out. Enveloping Shadow comes out, does 1 damage to 2 party members, and does a pretty decent bit of damage to the other 2. Cast a Cure 4 on him, just keep him alive. He's already got this up. He's in pretty good shape. And re-destroy armor here. Okay, Ground Slam is actually going to wear off this turn. I'm going to recast that instead. He is going to use a Healing Steel. Okay. That's a 1 damage hit. We should be kosher. Hamstring needs to be reapplied. And in terms of self buffs, I think we're okay. So let's cast what? I'm gonna cast this Sentinel. That's not right. Cast a Warcry. Hamstring is reapplied. We've got Sentinel out. Pestilence comes out, 1 point of damage. I think that's it. I could be wrong, but I think we're done. Citadel for a couple more turns. So we're going to reapply Human Shield. We just reapplied Hamstring, right? 2 turns on that. Healing Steel just to get people in the best position I can. So I do have 1 more turn, and that's a Hex, but I don't think it matters because this should be it. His HP bar is invisible, and done. So we took out that boss, we got the Crawler Slime, and we got the Cursed Gauntlets. So we now have the ability to TP out of here. And we're done. We can now move... I'm actually going to go back in there. So yeah, he's clearly immune, but I don't know what's making him immune. This is the second time that he's come in here. So it'd be nice to know, but I don't think I'll find out anytime soon. So the reason that I'm coming back in here is because I know I missed a couple of... What the hell? Okay, that was unexpected. Oh, I don't have my thing on. I need to re-equip my ring. My repel ring is no longer equipped. Okay, so I'm gonna kill this guy first. Guard, guard. Never would have expected plague rats to have preservation. Okay, so we're going to equip our little friend here with a repel ring. There we go. Two chests here. Now, I assume that there's not going to be anything too big in any of these chests, but just for completion's sake, I want to make an attempt at getting them all. Okay, I think I only had 3 more, right? It's not OPR, it's character specific. Okay, there's 2 more, actually. So we have 2 more items to obtain. I don't think they're underground, because I think I got all of the ones underground. There. Done. So we're ready to pop out of here. We can go ahead and Warcry. And just have everybody else guard. I don't think I have anything terribly dangerous with these guys, other than them hitting for me for a ton of damage. We're going to go ahead and use a Healing Steel, because might as well. They don't appear to have Swarm Attack, which surprises me. I would have expected Swarm Attack on these, because the other rat had it. But if they do have it, and they just haven't used it, then I can be happy about that. So we're popping out of here. We've gotten the items, and we have finished the quest, so let's go back to town. I'll probably have at least one fight on the way. And it's very cool that the debuffs won't work on Sordrel either now. It's working right, yeah. Okay. Sounds like strike just for the hell of it. Got a double stun. And he can't be inflicted with darkness either, so I don't have to worry about those. Oh, man. So my monk is definitely starting to come into his own now. He's dealing the deeps. He's got good everything right now. His survivability could use some work, but honestly, as long as he's sitting in the back row, he's perfectly fine. His durability isn't that bad that he's going to get blown up by AoEs too much. You can see that even though the other characters have more magic defense than he does by a large margin, it's not that huge a deal. So Warcry comes out. Oh right, I have what I don't have speed gear on Oberon. So I'm glad that I was able to kill that boss. I was expecting this stream to be really short, but it's been an hour and 12 minutes so far. What I'm going to do is I am going to deliver this subquest, and I'm not going to be able to do any more than that because it's after 3. I have people I'm meeting at 4:30, so I definitely need to finish getting ready. But we can turn this in. I think I probably have one more random encounter on the way. Let's save this. Luckily, it's a very fast one, so you should be able to finish this reasonably quickly. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see. I guess I need to go down here and then straight up. Okay, we made it. So we've got the Cursed Gauntlets. You do good, no dum-dum. Give this one Gauntlet. Let me teach you absorption technique that ancient call Fusion Fist. You cheat. I just want to check what the gauntlets look like. Huh. So this inflicts disease. It absorbs 5% of HP of damage dealt. So it inflicts disease even though he's can't be inflicted with disease. So I'm learning Fusion Fist. Goblin Prayer awakes something dark from the night, something evil. For more than 1,000 years, Old Pagoda is deserted. Many say desecrated by evil. Many goblins continue. I'll stop when Goblin King enlists Sylvan Wizard to block entrance. Now invisible wall block entrance, but me no way inside. Make a cast spell to let you inside. So you need immunity to the desecration effect, and only monks are capable of that. So this guy wanted the Cursed Gauntlet. I'm going to check what this skill does that I just learned. Passive. Physical attacks absorb 2% of damage dealt. Okay. This means... Wow. So I was actually wondering whether I wanted to keep those Cursed Gauntlets. Just by virtue of the fact that they do have an HP absorb effect. Putting an HP absorb effect on a monk... My monk is now invincible. Let's see. If I'm doing... Let's just assume that I'm doing 3,000 damage per hit. I'm dealing 30,000 damage per round if I've got the easy to cast buff on myself. So at 30,000, then that's 600 damage being restored per round. And that's crazy. And that's just with assuming 3,000 damage dealt per round, which is a very small amount of damage. So this monk is now a total monster. Like, holy shit. That's crazy. I'm gonna just do a couple of fights just to see what it looks like. Wow. He's absorbing like 100 damage per hit. Look at this. Oh my god. Yeah, this monk's invincible. So all I have to do is keep my HP up and keep my physical damage output up, and he cannot be killed. So I don't have to worry really about my my defense stats at all. I'm actually going to take a look at here. How much did I spend? I spent 182 points into defense, and I'm really regretting it. Because it was very relevant in the beginning of the previous game. Because it allowed me to get through most of the random encounters in the game without taking too much damage. It mitigated a large portion of the damage from the majority of the enemies that you end up fighting. I'm actually tempted to put Sordrell in the front row. Anyway, we're going to head over to this pagoda. I was thinking that, okay, I absolutely need to leave now, but I do want to check out this pagoda. Just because it said that there's a desecration effect that only the monk is capable of being immune to. So I just want to go in there and see like how hard this is. It's probably just like a boss or something. Do I have to solo with a monk? So the party's been inflicted with desecration, which does what? I don't know what desecration does, but... So desecration completely incapacitates those party members. That's good to know. So I also presumably can't warp out with the desecration effect on, right? Yeah. So this is going to be a place that I'm basically going to have to solo with the monk at some point. But I'm just going to be climbing up this pagoda. Oh my god, the amount of HP regen on this monk is insane. So we can go up here. I want to get an idea of how many levels there are in this tower. Is this the boss? So here's the Desecrator. I'm gonna kill the monstrosity first. No, I'm not. So 7 hits on this thing. So Black Spear comes out. That's an instant death, pretty much. I'm actually not sure how I want to handle this area. I'm obviously not able to do it right now. The whole party being incapacitated is a big deal, and there's really no room for me to do any sort of creative plays. So at some point I'm going to just stockpile defensive equipment on the other party members and take it on that way. But I might actually be able to do it with my current characters and stats. I'll have to think about how I would accomplish it. So he has max damage gear right now. But that is going to be it for today. Next time I will probably make another couple of attempts at this pagoda, because if I just go straight to the boss, I might be able to cleave through the enemies quickly enough if I have the right defensive setup on the rest of the characters to handle it. Commoditon has several levels to spend. Excuse me. And who knows, it might be feasible. If I can burst down the boss before it uses a nuke on Sordrell directly, then I might actually be able to win this, because it insta-gibbed Sordrell, but I'm sure that would only do like 1,000 damage or something relatively benign to the rest of the party. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone for watching, and I shall see you again next time.